Good morning. My name is Aryan Karnik, and I am the outgoing Student Council President of Brooklawn Middle School. I would like to welcome you all to our moving up ceremony. Please join us in honoring America, and especially our armed servicemen and women home and abroad, by rising for the Pledge of Allegiance. Please remain standing afterward for the national anthem, performed by our 7th grade concert band under the direction of Mr. Joseph Sella. Please rise.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing for the national anthem. Thank you.
Now, to formally welcome you, I would like to introduce our Student Council Vice President, Samarth Desai.
Dr. Sargent, Vice President Mrs. Kogan, Board of Education members Mr. Schaffo and Mr. DeVito, Mrs. Meyer, Brooklawn administration and faculty, parents, family, and friends. As the outgoing Vice President of the Brooklawn Middle School Student Council, I would like to formally welcome you to our moving up ceremony. Throughout the past 3 years, we have worked very hard to get to this point. From entering BMS for the first time as scared but excited 6th graders to our graduation after experiencing one of the strangest school years ever. The road has not always been easy, but we, the high school class of 2025, have supported each other along the way, and through it all have grown both individually and as a class. Today, we begin our high school journey as freshmen and look forward to all the experiences, opportunities, and memories and challenges that lie ahead. Thank you for joining us as we embark on this journey. Now, I would like to introduce our keynote speaker, the superintendent of the schools for Parsippany Troy Hills School District, Dr. Barbara Sargent.
Good morning and welcome to family members, faculty and school leaders, Board of Education members, and our 8th grade students. Many of you soon to be freshman students here at Parsippany Hills High School. How appropriate it is that you celebrate the conclusion of your middle school years here on the Parsippany Hills High School athletic fields. For those of you who are continuing on at Parsippany Hills, you will get the chance to be on this field or in these stands many, many times. And you'll gather back here in 4 short years with your family and friends to celebrate the conclusion of your high school years. And believe me, the time will go very, very quickly. Thank you to Dr. Thompson and his team here at Parsippany Hills for preparing the fields and the stands for our celebration today, and to Ms. Stout and her fabulous faculty, students, and parents for a fabulous school year. I'm so, so proud of you. Students, here you are. Your middle school years are complete, and freshman year awaits you. You are smart and capable and articulate. You are the product of our best teaching, strong relationships, and a positive support system. Even as you move on to high school, those same supports are here for you if you ever need them. Many are entering Parsippany Hills High School not only as representatives of Brooklawn Middle School, but also as representatives of your families and neighbors. Show everyone what Brooklawn Middle School students are capable of. Show everyone how smart you are, how caring you are, how insightful you are. You have everything you need to have a terrific high school experience, and we know you'll make us proud. The next time I see you, many of you will be in the hallways and classrooms here at Parsippany Hills High School with Dr. Thompson and his marvelous assistant principals and teachers. Make a great impression on them. I congratulate you and hope you have an amazing summer. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my pleasure to introduce from our Board of Education, Mr. Andy Chaffo.
Good morning, everyone, and faculty and staff, Board of Education members, parents and guardians, and of course, students. Think back with me to the beginning of March last year. It is winter and a cold wind is blowing. 2 weeks later, and no one could have imagined just how cold that wind was and how dark the days, weeks, and months would become. A 100-year global pandemic was upon us. Who could have imagined? Who could have imagined all remote learning, then hybrid learning, then back to in-person learning? Adversity reared its ugly head and presented you with what seemed to be an insurmountable challenge. And how did you respond? You survived, you thrived, armed with a shield of hope and a sword of strength, you defeated that monster. It is said that adversity doesn't build character, it reveals it. What you revealed to me is an inner strength that will serve you for the rest of your life. Thankfully, the sun is shining today. Springtime is upon us. Just as you begin the springtime of your life, you'll be entering high school soon. And guess what? You're going to continue to thrive, continue to survive, because that's what you do. Stay awesome, stay amazing. Thank you.
Presenting the graduates will be Miss Jamie Wall, Mrs. Ann Mraz, and Mr. Anthony Pico. Congratulating our graduates will be Miss Carly Stout, principal of Brooklawn Middle School.
Ladies and gentlemen, out of respect for the student whose name come after your child, we ask that you please withhold your applause until all names have been read from each team. We thank you for your cooperation and now proudly present our graduating class.
Aryan Karnik. Samarth Desai. Nicholas Iwasco. Vihas Vagalam. Gerard Aguirre Tellis. Mursal Zara Alizada. Anika Aurora. Troy Kenneth James Bailey Jr. Adithi Balaji. Sean Patrick Sakaris Ballesteros. Aspen Alexander Bautista. Allison Kai. Nicole Gabrielle Carvajal. Kira Chebyshev. Christian Dennis Chu. Charmi Amish Dav. Avsar Doshi. Elizabeth Duffy. Mazen El Sukari. Nicholas Ferreira. Lucas Garcia. Sophia Cameron Garcia. Sophia Isabel Gaza. Kayla Tatiana Gordillo. Radesh Kumar Gupta. Dylan Ratcliffe Gazzardo. Laura Hay Habib. Noah Sean Harrington. Judy M. Halal. Brandon Wong. Sophie Elaine Hutchinson. Jessica Nicole Imhauser. Ria Jane. Shubi G. Jakar. Anish Kandalakunta. Aditya Kapadia. Prisha Khanna. Aiden Christopher Koch. Dash Katadia. Clark Gabriel La Forteza. Edward Lamperti. Maya Ann Lau. Isabella Blanca Lipsky. James Paul McKenzie. Marwa Malik. Genesis Maria Mayorga. Quinn McNulty. Megan Riley Metz. Isabella Maikun. Ocean Alejandro Miller. Riley Kaylin Mogan. Arjun J. Nakar. Aaron Victor Nathan. Sophia Nichols. Jade Lucia Nakowski. Ali A. Ozalton. Preetha Deepak Palkar. Palki Palki. Saloni Vijay Panchamia. Reina Parikh. Arav Nikunj Patel. Ansh Sanjay Patel. Dylan Amit Patel. Jia Kashakumar Patel. Jia Manish Patel. Krishna A. Patel. Talith Pearson. Josie Faith Palekia. Alexandra Vladimirovna Perez. Crystal Deyanara Patillo. Charmi S. Prajapati. Isabella Grace Rabati. Yuvraj Ramani. Nader Ravshanzoda Rashani. Vedant R. Ray. Thomas John Ray, Jr. C. Ozzy Saldarini. Shreya Sathian. Krisha Shah. Nishit Sharma. William M. Shoemaker. Trevor James Snellings. Hetvi Barakumar Sojitra. Sia Soni. Marcus Stamler. Isabella Tahiri. Addison Grace Thielman. Raymond Vincent Trunk. Karupaharan Yuthanumalian. Mia Clarice Villanueva. Brielle Elizabeth Wallace. Sunny Shirang. Rebecca A. Yanni.
Devon Nicholas Apici. Nithila Arunkumar. Sydney Rose Atwell. Yashi Bajpayee. Xavier Tiburcio Socceros Ballesteros. Ashita Bandupade. Shivani Bapatla. Gavin John Barbrack. Sydney Ann Beeler. Joyce J. Beckett. Shivanshi Bhatnagar. Madeline Catherine Bland. Grace Ann Bolkar. Precious Desiree Cachola. Abik Chakraborty. Ivan Chen. Daniel Conway. Damian Corrales. Veda Alka Desai. Sia Dunani. Nicholas Anthony Dragone. Hiba Durrani. Daniel Joseph Durso. Ronald Ellerby Jr. Gabriella Farrar. Allison Elizabeth Flamio. Yurly Goncharenko. Petra Hegadush. Zachary J. Holbert Pasco. Dina Ignacio. Gianna Grace Imperati. Maxwell Egan Ingersoll. Sophie Nicole Italiano. Jeffrey Ambunason Jiva. Samantha Apito Jelly. Johan Johnny. Adele Rose Casper. Keshav Kandawal. Parnika Khanna. Sarah Marie Klitsch. Olivia Kumburis. Rohan H. Karani. Samuel Chunglin Lau. Nathan Lazaroff. Cheyenne Liu. Swati Mahajan. Niti Mali. Shri Nagna Pragna Mandava. Addison Catherine Martell. Aaron Matthew. Valerie Mendez. Shreya Negi. Ryan Edward Nolan. Salma Obaid. J. Hitendra Pandya. Vidi Parikh. Deep Pankaj Patel. Divya Patel. Manav Patel. Ramir Patel. Vansh Patel. Ansha Parabandla. Anika Paul. Kelly Pierce. Peyton Elizabeth Poff. Brandon Proctor. Emma M. Roeder. Garen Dean Roloffs. Ethan Ross. Srivatsan Shakti Sundaram. Arya Shah. Christy Shao. Lavanya N. Chinoy. Dia S. Sheth. Nicholas Robert Spada. Stefan M. Stojkovic. Sudarshan Surendanathan. Aiden H. Taylor. Hasini Taluri. Lydia Jo Terrell. Keegan Douglas Tracy. Devante Andreas Vargas. Diego Antonio Vargas Paz. Tanish Ritesh Vyas. Ji Zheng.
Pranav Agarwal. Nola Ann Anderson. Martin Angelov. Prisha Bakshi. Andrew Peter Bauman. Christopher Eric Bescher. Ananya Bargava. Gabriela Michelle Baza. Julia Jewel Brutus. Fabricio Bueso Jimenez. Eleni Antonetta Calicchio. Joshua Vicente Camaro. Luis Edward Caponegro. Ray Castillo. Shamik Chakraborty. Tabitha Dennis. Anisha Das. Esha Mehul Desai. Gia Dunani. Slater Kane DiMaggio. Lilith E. Dowd. Shri Maitre Edom. Justin M. Eisner. Satya Samhita Gabada. Aryan R. Gajipara. Owen Zachary Garcia. Corinne Genovese. Gabriel George. Ishida Gunasetti. Candace Elizabeth Hardy. AJ Harry. Matthew Ho. Dylan A. Hovden. Suzanne Michelle Irwin. Azmi Tai Estrefi. Vithun Sivraja. Atreya Jariwala. Connor Michael Johnson. Juliana Elise Jolly. Jada Danielle Jones. Pablo Juarez. Christos Ephthemios Kalaverjotis. Shreya Kamath. Ashwin Narayanan Kathirazan. Vratika Sai Kalaru. Chaitanya Koganti. Kaylee Brooke Cornrake. Mason D. Kosovich. Alexander Aryan Kumar. Raphael Lindsay. Jacob John Matthew. James Albert McGinty. Brian Thomas Metz. Cooper T. Moffitt. Juliana Marquez O'Dowd. Aman Patel. Daria Himesh Kumar Patel. Mahi Bipin Patel. Nikki Patel. Preeti Patel. Vanessa Jasmine Pritchett. Tyler Jeffrey Rhinesmith. Sean Allen Reese. Isabella Brianna Rodriguez. Daniela Rossett. Samir Saha. Tanya Michelle Salazar Morales. Julian Jason Sanchez. Adi K. Shah. Manya Sharma. Vahishta Sheikh. Kayla May Simone. Arvind Singh. Alexander James Spada. Tatiana Marie Isabella Sperling. Uma Sophia Shrivastava. Claudia Rose Steinberg. Alexander Michael Stringham. Harini Talori. Mihira Tarpara. Kiara Lynn Toribio Ganell. Matthew Joseph Tortorici. Francis Robert Tracy. Jacob T. Tran. Harry Scott Trella. Benjamin Ucab. Braden Uglione. Sarah Lisa Velicki. Ava Grace Vicenzino. Taylor Wong. Maxwell Franklin Wright. Andrew Latien Zhang.
Do you guys remember the day we started as Knights? When we first walked the halls of Brooklawn and looked at the 8th graders, this day felt so far away. Well, actually, most of us were trying to find our way to our next classes. Some of us were holding maps, and some of us were trying to memorize the building, and some of us were just lost. But back then, or even at the beginning of this school year, this day seemed so far away. Since the beginning of middle school, we've all grown so much, not just physically, but also as a people. We've grown together as the Brooklawn class of 2021. Last year, me and the rest of the board came up with the theme, Brooklawn is Brave. Standing for Brooklawn is building respect and values everywhere. We learned to respect and value each other, even though we couldn't see each other as often. And we really learned to respect our teachers, who struggled the most out of all of us during this pandemic. The past 1.5 years, we didn't exactly get what we wanted, but we can proudly say that we were the first Brooklawn class that has successfully braved this pandemic for an entire year and graduated. Sure, we didn't get a perfect year, but honestly, does anyone ever get one? Life's always going to throw something or the other at us. But this past year was actually one of the best things that could have happened. This year, our student council didn't get to do the usual events, and instead, all of it was kept virtual. The virtual events this year reached a different Brooklawn audience and helped them feel a part of Brooklawn. This has been one of the toughest times in our lives, and I think we can proudly say and happily say that we have a lot to look forward to. Things are finally looking up as we enter high school to become the class of 2025. As George Washington said over 200 years ago, the harder the conflict, the greater the triumph. Mr. Miller always taught our student council that leadership is service. Just like that, I wish I had more time to serve as your student council president, but my time up here is about to be over. I have no doubt that next year's student council, led by Anvi Desai, will take what we have created this year to a new level. And now, the magic words. In passing this gavel, I formally transfer all power, duties, and responsibilities from my executive board to yours. Congratulations to our new student council president and the members of the 2021 to 2022 executive board. Before I go, I have a few last words. I want you all to join me in thanking the entire Brooklawn community that created us today. This includes our 6th, 7th, and 8th grade teachers, Mr. Miller and Mrs. Franz, the administration and guidance, the secretaries who work behind the scenes every single day, the custodial staff for keeping Brooklawn a place where you'd want to go, and especially your families. I want the biggest round of applause in your entire life. This round of applause should be heard throughout Persephone. All right? Ready? Then let's hear it, class of 2021. Lastly, during the next 4 years, in the next stage of our lives, whether it's here at the Hills or anywhere else, I want you guys to keep one last thing in mind. No matter what happens, stay healthy, stay safe, have fun, be brave, build respect and values everywhere, and last but definitely not least, stay true to yourself and follow your passion. As we become the class of 2025, show the world what we can do. Thank you for listening, and go Knights.
I feel like I should start this message like I have done every one of the morning videos that I sent out this year. Good morning, everyone. Today is Friday, June 18th, 2021, and we are excited to be here celebrating all of you at this moving up ceremony. I'll skip the trivia question and the riddle today. I'd like to start by congratulating and thanking a couple of special people. 3 teachers, 3 devoted and dedicated teachers are retiring this year, and Brooklawn Middle School will surely not be the same without them. Congratulations to Mrs. Ann Miraz, Mr. Anthony Pico, and Miss Denise Fiore. I'd also like to thank Mrs. Tara Snellings and Mrs. Amy Lamperti, who served as PTSA board members this year. It was a pleasure working with both of you, and I thank you for all your support this year. Now, I look around to myself. I cannot believe it, but we did it. Actually, let me rephrase that. You did it. Your lives were dramatically changed these past 2 years. In 7th grade, you were sent home to do remote learning, something we've never done before. And you entered your 8th grade year rolling with all of the transitions. And for those of you that have been remote this whole time, you had your challenges as well. Learning from your screen, through a screen, and staying connected virtually to your Brooklawn school community. Despite all of this, you worked through the difficult times, and we are here together celebrating you at this moving up ceremony. Look around, you are finally all together. It has been a true honor getting to know all of you and serve as your principal this year. While I know things have been different, we have worked hard to keep us connected. I like to think of school as different chapters of a book. There's a preschool chapter, an elementary chapter, a middle school chapter, a high school chapter, and then it goes on. So while this chapter is now closing, you get to look ahead at the new chapter to come. As you get ready to move forward and start that new chapter, you can be excited and probably a little bit nervous. What will happen in this book on the next few pages? This book is a little bit different, though, because the pages haven't been written yet. You get to write them. Take a look underneath your chair. I gave each of you a pen. It's a simple pen, nothing fancy. It happens to be blue. I kind of like to write in blue. But I challenge you to think about this. What do you want this next chapter to look like? I gave you a pen. So now take this pen and write that chapter the way you want it to read. We hope that you always keep Brooklawn Middle School in your mind and in your heart. Work hard, challenge yourself, and most importantly, be kind to yourself and to others. You never know the struggles of others, so treat everyone with kindness. As Ralph Waldo Emerson said, do not follow where the path may lead. Go instead where there is no path and leave a trail. And I leave you with this. In a world where you can be anything, be a great knight. Will the graduates please rise? Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the high school class of 2025.
Chase Macri, please report to the podium.